What is good, my people, my peeps? Get in here. Let's talk. This is just an open session. Just talking. I happened to see a video of Rolanda, and she's an OG in the TI community, and she had did a post about how do we feel as chosen ones, as TIs. How does the program make you feel? So I just said, you know what? That was a great video. How does it make you feel being targeted day in and day out? Um, I don't think that we even express our feelings, our anger, our emotions, that we go through. So I said, you know what, I'm going to come on here and just talk. If you pop in and out, that's cool. This video, it may stay up depending on, how I feel about it. But yeah, how do you feel as a chosen one, as a TI? So I actually, excuse me, I just got through eating. I actually saw Rolanda's video. Oh, gee, been a targeted individual for a minute. And she was talking about how do you feel as a chosen one, as a TI, being targeted day in and day out, all the tactics that we go through, that we have to endure, right? Um, Job mobbing. Uh, some TIs can't even work anymore because of the job mobbing, the stress that it causes, and the PTSD that it causes. I know a lot of people may think that PTSD it only comes about because of a car crash or something tragic, but I believe a lot of chosen ones, TIs, suffer from PTSD from simply this program alone, having to go through what we go through. So yeah, so I thought I'd just open up and have a discussion. I'll probably leave it up. I don't know. I'll probably leave it up. Let me set the mood here. I got some incense I want to burn right here, because I believe in aromatherapy. um, and different things of that nature. So this is incense. If you see some smoke, it's just an incense burning. Yeah, how do we feel as chosen ones, targeted individuals, going through this program day in and day out? Let me put my crown on. Yeah, I ain't put a crown on in a minute. I haven't done a late night live session like this in a minute. It's coming on camera at least. So because let me just start with me. I don't want to put anyone on the hot seat. If you view this later, come in, drop a comment. Let the people in the community know, how do you feel, what's going on, how do you cope day to day, being targeted, being gang stalked, community harassed, not being able to function like you thought you were functioning on a normal day-to-day basis before you were awoken, before this program shook you, right? Shook you wide awake. um so that's what this talk is about tonight. How do we feel? Well, my goodness, when I saw Rolanda's video, and people was talking about how they feel angry, upset, sad, crying. I mean, we go through all of those emotions, of course, because when you first are awakened to this program, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. So sit back and relax. I poured me a little wine, and we're just going to have a conversation. So, starting with me, first off, this is interesting. It's been a journey, to say the least. It's been a journey. And I know that in my mind, I have to wrap my mind around that it will constantly be a journey, a struggle. And I say struggle because that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like, a struggle sometimes, day to day, as a chosen one, as a target individual. And I just feel like we have to be the most powerful, empowered people to go through this kind of psyops, this kind of refinement, if you will, if you believe in the Most High God. This is a refinement period, right? It's a period wherein you are going through the fire, through the limits to the wall, y'all. You're going through the fire, a refinement to see if you will come out as pure gold. So, not to say the least, it is still a battle, a struggle day to day, being a chosen one, a target individual. So that's why I said, well, let me do this video, Hey, Jeremiah, how are you doing? Yes, all is well that is well, being a, targeted individual, chosen one. I hope all is well with you. I was just opening and just having a conversation about, how you feel being a chosen one, a target individual. I had seen Rolanda's video that she put out, and there was an article talking about how do we feel as chosen ones, targeted individuals, however you classify yourself, going through community harassment, gang stalking, and all of the above, psyops, this military psyops that we are undergoing, that the world has yet to wake up to. And I found that very interesting, a very good topic, because those are topics that we really don't bring to the forefront. How do we feel? Really, how do we feel after the shock of it all, after the numbness, the crying, all of the above? How do we feel? Do we walk around feeling numb, and are we just surviving? Because at one point in time, not too long ago, I'm like, am I only here to survive? Because what kind of world, what kind of life, what kind of God would put us here just to survive? There's a difference between surviving and thriving, you see. So, what are you saying? I'm good. My targeting started slowing down lately, but I feel that they're going to attack when least expected. That's how they do. That is exactly how they do. With targeting, it's like it does that. It's an ebb and flow. It's constant, but it will come back. It will come back. Oops. Sorry, guys. I knocked you off the table. Hold on. Sorry about that. I got y'all mighty close. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm trying to move my leg. It comes back. It's as if when you're not responding to how, did I mess the angle up? When you're not responding to, their tactics, and to me, it's like they repeat their tactics. It's as if they repeat them, or they try to bump their tactics up a little bit, because I know with my targeting, with the home invasions and things like that, after I figured out that's what was going on, I was targeted. That was part of their tactics is home invasions. But when I moved over here, you all know that I work in media, and they actually came in and I had some tickets to give away. They stole tickets. And it wasn't like they normally, would put things back, or move things to make you think that you're losing your mind or anything like that. They actually stole things. I had bought some earrings. They actually stole the earrings and did not replace them, because when I see them moving things or things disappear, because I have tried in my life to become a minimalist and not have so much, and because we don't need as much as we think we need, right? With the Most High, what Jesus said when he walked this planet, he was like, we need food, raiment, a covering, shelter, basic stuff. But for us, we go over and beyond. There's nothing wrong with having more, but I was at a point in life, I was going over and beyond, and so I try to have not so much clutter in my life. And I realized that these people are taking stuff and they're stealing it and not bringing it back. I said, okay, well, I'm not going to worry about that, because they must need it, but they don't need the little stupid stuff like $4 cheap little earring studs. I put little earring studs on the side of my ears. I'm like, that was a different tactic for me that I noticed that they did. I was like, oh, you're starting to steal now. You're bumping it up. Okay. And so in my mind, coming back to the topic, they're changing their tactics. So I said, well, you know what? I'm going to change my tactics too, and I'm going to get into that as well. What else are you saying? I'm starting to like the targeting because it shows me where I can be better. Well, yes, it does show you your strengths for sure. I agree with that. It shows me the optimist. Yes. Also, it builds me my confidence. I like that. Yes. That comment in and of itself is so true. And I think that for a lot of people that did not succumb, because a lot of people in this program succumb to the program early on because they had no clue what was going on. And not to say that we had a clue, that we had an idea of what was going on, but I just think that we may have just had a little more strength, a little more stability within ourselves. Some of us lean more on God. Some of us just said, this is, maybe you put in your head, no, this is not real. This is just totally military, or totally, because there are different sides of the spectrum when it comes to targeting. For me, being a female, it was mind-boggling to me. I'm like, really? I'm like, there are men involved in my targeting. I mean, what is wrong? What happened? This is how I had to start thinking. What happened to these men in their lives to want to target a female? Because it's not like, because let me tell you something. All my life I had to fight. No, it's not. All my life I've always been like prissy. Like, I always loved to play dress up. I always loved to be feminine in my own way, right? So it boggled my mind. It was hard for me to understand how I know that I don't care what caliber. If you're a man, you're a man to me. So if you're skinny, if you're tall, you're fat, you're whatever your stature of a man is, you're a man. And if you're in this program or taking part of this program to target a woman, that blows my mind. That blows my mind. Not a woman, not even if I was a stud, even if I thought I was the hardest woman on this planet. We all know biologically that a woman can still not beat down a man to, you know, I mean, unless she just outweighs him. But you know what I mean? Just biologically, men are, their vessel, their body is structured totally different than women. So for me, thinking about this program and knowing that there are men in this program, not the ones that are targeted, not the ones that are being targeted, the gang stalkers, the undercover agents, the ones who send their perps out, the ones that take part in this. It blew my mind. And I had to realize that the men that take part in this program that are stalking women and stalking men too, but I'm just talking right now about me, that stalk a female, how broken they are inside. I don't care. I would not even care if these men were as big as Shaq. You know what I'm saying? How tall is Shaq? 6'7". I don't know how tall Shaq is. And at this point, he might be at least pushing 300 pounds. You know what I'm saying? There's probably men that are engaged in stalking women in this program with those features, with those features, I guess. I can't understand it. I really can't. Where the hurt came from. I don't even care if they've been in jail, because we hear about men that are women that may be part of this program and they get out of jail because that's part of their plea deal or what have you. And I don't care. That's just still, that's so, it's just a weakness. I mean, it is almost as if they're like an infant inside themselves as men to take a part of this program, to stalk, to follow a woman, to do home invasions, to basically sneak around like slime, just So I was thinking, when I was driving today, because sometimes, like when I go to bed, or most of the times at night, when I get ready to wind down in the evening, and hold on, I'm gonna, ouch, woo, I touched this doggone incense. I'm gonna light another incense, y'all. Got the ambiance going on. When I wind down at night, I try to listen to something positive, because let me tell you guys something. I know the Most High, I be having dreams. I know that the Most High sends me dreams, and that the doggone devil, he can try to come up in there in your dreams, and these doggone witches, warlocks, they be astral projecting. They be astral projecting in your dreams, y'all. And I've been having some warfare. It's like I'm constantly having warfare, but I know when there's a breakthrough, coming in your life, you're gonna have more warfare. So I try to constantly listen to something positive, as I'm going into the spiritual realm. I want to listen to something positive, because I know I'm going to go into battle. Okay, and lately it has just been a battle after a battle after battle, and I know, I will make this decision. I know there's a decision that I need to make, and it may be me, and it may be I'm wanting to force the hand of someone else to make the decision, so I can say finally. Or the Most High wants me to make a decision. But anyway, I don't want to get sidetracked into another topic. Speaking points are when I go to sleep, I try to think of something positive, right? And I try to play Bible stories or whatever. And lately, I've been listening to stories that are not books that are not in the Bible, books that they have taken out of the Bible, books they took out of the Bible. If you listen to them, you understand why they took those books out of the Bible, because you're like, this makes more and more sense. If these books actually had been part of the Bible, this whole story would make plenty of sense, but sometimes you get people who argue, the Bible contradicts itself. Well, it contradicts itself because a lot of the information is scattered. A lot of it has been taken out because they wanted it to play more into the narrative of how they wanted to play, how they wanted that Bible to read. So as I've been going through a lot of battles, I mean, constantly, I know the Most High says in this day, pray without ceasing. It is so true. Pray when you get in your car. Pray before you go out the house. I mean, pray before you put any morsel of food, and I'm not even going to call it food, my people, my peeps, any morsel of this poisonous substance that they have left us to ingest. Pray over it. So today, when I'm riding, and like I told you, I listened to a video from another targeted individual earlier, talking about this topic that I'm speaking on tonight. And so I said, because I know, like, they're trying to take us out. We are the divergent. We are the fighters. We are the when what is the movie Star Trek, and the Borg came and they say resistance is futile. Well, you see, we are the ones that says you are a liar. We are the ones who will not. We are resisting the change. We are resisting whatever they are trying to make us conform to. You see what I'm saying? We are the divergent. Okay? And so the rest of the world, the government, they are the Borg. They are the ones who keep telling us resistance is futile, that we have no power. We cannot resist them. We will bend, we will break, or we will die. but resistance is futile. And so, as I listened last night to, I believe it was the story of Abraham, because I mean they just roll as I'm listening these different Bible stories and the different books, and then it was Shadrach, Meshach, and that Negro, Abednego. I love. I heard that as a young girl in church. A pastor said, "Shadrach, Meshach, and that Negro." No, Abednego. When they were put into the fire, because they were supposed to bow down. They were supposed to conform. They were the they were like us. They are us. And the Lord told them, resistance is futile. You will bow. You will break. We will throw you into this fiery furnace. Make the furnace so very, very hot, because these Negroes will burn today. These resistance, these divergence that are not part of our system, well, you see, they will burn today. Okay? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were thrown into the fiery furnace. But they didn't burn. The furnace was so hot that even the workers, the slime, the gang stalkers, the people that were part of this whole conspiracy burned when they even wanted to turn up the heat, stroke the coals of the fire. They couldn't even get close to it because it was so hot. When they reported back, these boys in this furnace are not burning. Matter of fact, we threw 3 in. There's 4 in this furnace. I thought about that because, I have an office. I go in my office sometimes, and there's things in that office that are there to make me sick, you see. Even you, chosen ones, you targeted individuals, you may not go to work. You may have a home. You may stay with someone. And you know that someone may have come into your room or to wherever you are, or mess with maybe some of your garments, but there's something that you can tell. There's something there to make you sick. They may have poisoned your food. There's something that is off. You can sense it. You can smell it. You can taste it. Some of us, even before we may drink our wine, eat our food, we smell it. Might be off. So you may not take it, but you might not have smelled it that day and sipped it. And you realize something is off about that. Well, we are the divergent. We are part of the revolution. And it will be televised because it has already been televised, you see. As I was driving home, I was like, I want to cuss. I won't cuss on here because sometimes I do cuss. I'm trying to stop that because that's not part of me. And it's okay. if you curse. It's not going to send you to hell. I was like, these MFs trying to take me out. They really trying to kill me. This is not the first time. I said, they really trying to kill me. Okay. They've tried to kill me in car crashes. Videos are up. Go down my timeline. Several times. Food poisoning. They trying to really take a sister out. Now the office is tainted. Okay. But me having the dreams that I have, not just dreams at night, but visions that I have in the daytime. Visions that I won't share until I have confirmation from someone other than I. Because I don't want to exalt myself higher than nothing. I said, I have been watching other teachers and other people, especially about dreams and understanding your dreams. And there's I'm going to call him a young man on YouTube. He talks about dreams and deciphering your dreams. I believe his name is Kevin Ewing. That's his name, Kevin Ewing. I found his page a long time ago because I've always had dreams. Always had dreams as a young girl. Always. But I never understood how to decipher them, how to understand them, how to read them. And I never really knew that they were actually messages from the Most High. And some of them can be messages from, well, we know, Satan, the devil, or witches, warlocks. It's real, my people, my peeps. Astral projection. These people deal with demons that will hold their bodies, and they may not understand and know this. But when you leave your body to astral project, something must hold your body for you to come back. If not, you are dead because your spirit has left your body. So if you're astral projecting, you have invited another spirit in to hold your body, which would be a demon. Okay. So Kevin, I was about to say another Kevin, Ewing talks about dreams and understanding your dreams and these things and rebuking and calling down and binding and breaking of dreams, because if you understand them and know that they came from the demonic, if they came from witches and warlocks that are trying to hinder your life, because they're pulling out all stops, because you're great. You're great and you don't realize how great you are. They're pulling out all stops to stop you from understanding who you are and what you are here to do. And so you're going to have dreams from the Most High trying to communicate with you. And these demons, witches, and warlocks trying to derail you from your purpose. So as I was driving, and I was like, my gosh. Sometimes you think, is it that serious? Is it me? Me, little old me? Is it that serious? I mean, these people can't stop, won't stop. Me? They trying to take me out? What did I do so wrong to these, somebody is upset. What did I do? They trying to take me out of here. Then I realized what Kevin also said. He doesn't just talk about the dreams and breaking contracts, because that's what it is in a dream, breaking up altars. And he says sometimes you have to talk to the Most High like you're talking to your friend, like you're talking to someone that may have forgotten. You owe me some money. You remember you owe me some money? Remember you told me back in the day that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Remember you told me that, Most High? Yeah. You got to remind the Most High, because he's waiting on you to talk to him and remind him, although he really doesn't need reminding. He wants you to turn from your wicked ways and remind him, talk to him. He is not this entity that does not want to know you. He knew you before you were even placed in your mother's womb. He wants you to wake up and realize, I'm here. So when I was driving today, I was like, in the car. Oh, really? Okay. Well, Most High. Talking, just as if he's right there beside me. The Most High God. You put Shadrach, Meshach, and that Negro, I love saying this, y'all forgive me. That Negro, Abednego, up in a fiery furnace. And they didn't die. They didn't get not one burn. And I know about burns because I got burnt as a young child. Not one burn on them. Not one mark. Not even smelling like soot, like smoke. Well, I must remind you that I'm a child of the Most High God. I'm your child, Alba. Yeah. I am your child. And they are after me. So, I remind you this day that you said, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. So like you protected Shadrach, Meshach, and that Negro, I need protection right now, ASAP. ASAP. As soon as possible. That's what we have to do if you believe in the Most High God. As soon as possible. Any illness, anything that they try to put in our food, our air that we breathe, make it null and void. It's out of here. Out of here. It just got blocked. I wanted to come on here and say that to you all tonight because I know that as chosen ones, as target individuals, this shit gets old. 2 years, you like, okay, all right, well, I mean, enough is enough, joke. And is this funny still? Can y'all still be sitting back wherever you're at, laughing at someone coming in and moving an item to another room or out of the house? That's still funny? Oh, damaging people's personal property? Oh, that that still riles you up and makes you laugh, huh? After 3 years, 4, 5, some people have been in this program for 20 plus years. It's still funny. Well, you see, to Satan and his imps, yes, it's going to be funny because they know that their time draws near, that they've made the ultimate mistake. I can't and I won't feel pity for them, Satan, because he does live just like the Most High God lives. They are real. The demons, they are real. I listened to the book of Enoch as well. There's a reason why all of those books, my people, my peeps, were taken out. It will help you understand what is actually going on in this world. It will actually help you understand why Russia is fighting in Ukraine at this very moment. And who came out of Ukraine? Where are the caves at? Let me put it like that. Where are those caves located? You see, prophecy was manipulated. Prophecy was manipulated. If you realize that the Bible is a history book more than a holy book that was made to be holy, it is a people's book of history, of their history. That is coming to fruition, that is coming back around again. Not to get off of the subject of how do we feel as chosen ones, as TIs, but I must tell you, politically speaking, when Trump was in office and he made Israel. You know, he put the capital back over there in Israel. But we know in the Bible that it said that there will be peace when the real Israelites are placed in Israel. There has not been any peace in Israel. Ukrainians and the people that are in Israel as we speak are related to the Ukrainians. You see, they are only acting out. I don't want to say acting out. They are only going through the motions that they cannot control, because you see, the Most High God foretold of this very moment that you are witnessing. You see, so many people have spoke on this. If you've had ears to hear, the Caucasus Mountains are over in the region of Ukraine. Let me repeat that. The Caucasus Mountains are located in the region in the Ukraine. There were people who came out of the Caucasus Mountains into the Ukraine. There are people that came out of those Caucasus Mountains that took on another people's identity. Those people who left the Caucasus Mountains that went into the Ukraine eventually flew over to Israel. This is a bigger picture that is being played out right before your eyes. Putin is not fighting the Ukrainians just to be fighting the Ukrainians. They know their time is up. Israel, if you had not been paying attention, is in an uproar as well. You see, they know, well, some of the people, some of the scholars, some of the high ups of the identity theft, they want to go back to the Ukraine, you see. Putin is not having that. The people of the world know who you are, Israel. And I'm speaking to the real Israel. The Bible is realer than you think. The people who have been in a land that the Most High God did not place them back in. They flew back into that land after World War II. They proclaimed that land to be theirs after World War II. When I say to you, it is not false. What I tell you, you can look up for yourself. You chosen ones, UTIs, it's only getting harder, rougher, tougher, because you play a pivotal part in what is to come. Whether you be the witnesses that the Bible speaks of. You see, there are witnesses here. Witnessing everything, the atrocities that you've been put through and that you've seen others put through. There are witnesses. Seals have been broken, and they will continue to be broken. Although we know that there are weather machines, that there are HAARP, we know all of these things, but do you not know the Most High knows them too? Because HAARP and trying to be like the Most High God didn't just jump on the scene. We know this from the time of Babel, when they tried to build the tower up to the Most High God. And he struck them down, and well, now we have all of our languages. Confusion. He lets them build. You see, the technology. Build. You get to reach a certain point, and then, well, you will see the power, the true power of the Most High God be revealed. So that's why I wanted to come on tonight and talk to you about, how do you feel? Because sometimes the feeling can be overwhelming. Sometimes the feeling as a chosen one, as a TI, can be pressure. And we all know pressure. Well, pressure breaks pipes. But I also want you to know tonight that if you understand pressure breaks pipes, there's valves to pipes. Control that pressure, because it's always going to be there. As chosen ones, as TIs, we know the pressure is always going to be there. So learn how to control the pressure. And also, as chosen ones, as TIs, I want you to keep your ear to the ground. What is playing out on the world stage is prophecy being fulfilled. I don't know the role that you're going to play. I don't know exactly the role that I will play once prophecy has been fulfilled, but we, and I never thought in my wildest imaginations, because I've grown up in church, that I would be witnessing the end times. I might not be here when that sky cracks, but I didn't even think that I would get this close to witness. Ooh-wee. Don't make me cry. Don't make me cry. Ooh, to witness. And to tell you the truth, how beautiful it is if you have eyes to see and ears to hear. How beautiful it is to witness what he said, what Jesus said, what the Most High said, what's going to come to pass is coming to fruition right before your very eyes. How beautiful that is to see. Although it's like watching a horror movie, I must say. But there's always a hero at the end of any horror movie. It just amazes me. It amazes me to know how true the Bible is. You can look across all social media platforms at this point in time, and you can get tossed to and fro. Just like the Bible said, there's everyone talking about who is coming back. Little green men and tall black men and Planet X, and everybody's talking about all of these creatures and all of these entities. Something is coming this way. Something this way comes. Look for yourself. Sometimes I just go on the live streams on TikTok, and every other person, female, male, card readers, everybody is talking about something's coming. The majority of them don't want to confess that Jesus, Yahushua, is coming back. We have to look for something else, especially if you're of the melanated persuasion of the hurt and the pain that we went through being controlled by the Bible. You have a lot of melanated peoples wanting something else, knowing in their soul, in their spirit, something is changing. Definitely, something is changing. You know it as chosen ones, even if you're not melanated. You know it. Because let me express this to you. Even if you are not a melanated person, but you're targeted, you're still chosen. But It's up to you to answer the call. Let me say it again. It's up to you to answer the call, because you still have a part to play. I can't tell you what it is. The strangers, it says in the Bible, will cling like this unto Israel. Cleave unto Israel. Meaning two different type of people. The stranger will cleave unto Israel. So, whether you be Israel or whether you be the stranger, you have a part to play. And he wants you to. I'm not on here to say, I'm not on here to Bible thump you in the head. I'm not on here to act holier than thou. I'm on here to tell you there's a reason why we're going through this. And to give you more strength, more hope to talk to the Most High God and remind him. Because these people, these demons, devils, witches, and warlocks are trying to take you out. But if they're going to take you out, I say, cleave unto the Most High. Remind him of how he allowed Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to go into the fiery furnace. Oh, remind him, you have known me before you placed me here in this realm. So protect me like you protected Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So protect me like you protected Daniel, giving him strength to battle bears and lions. And if you are one of his apostles, one of his teachers, well, you may be beheaded like John the Baptist, because they do have guillotines. This is not a game. This is real. The United States of America has guillotines waiting for the witnesses, the teachers. So you may be beheaded like John the Baptist. You may be hung upside down and tortured like Peter. Teachers, leaders. But until that time comes, remind the Most High God, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. But know that when that last seal is broken and all hell breaks loose, and you may have been the one to shed your blood here as a teacher, leader, prophet, targeted, chosen. You may just be the witnesses that are holding the reeds, crying out for that seal to be broken. And you may be coming back. Ooh-wee. You may be cracking that sky when Yahushua returns. Let me tell you something about the Calvary. the military cavalry. When you think all is lost, when you think all is done, over and out, in the cavalry, the ones that ride those horses, the ones that come in, the ones that bring the thunder, ride in. The cavalry is there to save the day. It's not just going to be Jesus, Yahweh Shai, coming back with a host of angels. Some of you will be coming back with him as well, bringing the thunder. Believe that. Hello, Tony. How you doing? Let me go from the bottom to the top. Going from the bottom to the top. Hey, how you doing tonight? How you doing? Let me see. I don't know if I go from the bottom to the top, will I miss out on the conversation that you guys had? I'm just going to pop these up here. Hello, hello. How are you doing? Just want you to know I'm starting at the y'all into this new wells. Oh, Lord have mercy. Why, Lord? Why we got trolls? You know what? Let me see something. I think I need to. Can I make How do we make what do they call them? I need some folks to be on here blocking some peoples. I need the cavalry on here. Okay. Hello, Tanya. I need some moderators. Y'all tell me how do I pick moderators? That's what I need to do. I need to get me some moderators. I think Tony, I know I'm probably make y'all some moderators. So if that ever happens, you see that you are one. That's what's up. Yes, indeed. Always keep the Most High God true. You. That's what's up. Hello. So I just want to throw y'all. I'm trying to read them before I throw them up there because some people's stuff be just crazy. And I'm going from the bottom up, guys. So if it doesn't make, maybe I shouldn't go from the bottom to up. Let me go. Hold on. Go from here. I'm just putting them on here so that you all can read them and then I can read it later. Love your channel. I appreciate that. So, guys, I'm going to figure out how I actually make, go to the wrench. Where's the wrench at? I see start comment, put user timeout, and block. I don't see a wrench. Maybe because I'm on StreamYard. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. When I get off of here, where do I go to the wrench at? Because I'm going to make you a moderator. I'm going to make Tony a moderator. Tony probably gone already. Tony be popping in and be gone. She said hi and bye. That's what's up. In the settings, I think. Okay. I'm going to make some moderators because I see that I need some moderators, guys. Yeah, I don't think I can make it on here. Maybe if I go live on YouTube, maybe later this week or whenever I go live again, y'all try to make sure y'all pop in if you can, and this is not no pressure. So I can get some moderators on here because I do see some trolls wanting to pop in and out. So just know if you do see a wrench, that is why you have a wrench, guys. Okay. So I just wanted to, talk to you guys and tell you how I'm feeling as a TI. Sometimes I got to talk to the Most High. Like, I mean, that's my partner, my father. I need you to handle that for me. But I also want you to know, as you're asking the Most High God to handle these perps, it's just, their mind is bad. Their mind is gone. And I hate to pass judgment on all of them and say all of their minds are gone, because I don't know if some of them are just pushed to, a point in their life to where they feel like that's the only decision that they have, that they can make, is to be a perp. I don't know. I don't know if that's the only decision that they have, because, one time I seen my perp. I spoke to this perp. I knew he was a perp, and just telling him just something basic around the facility. And then I seen him again, and it was like holding his head down. I know you see me, but holding his head down as in shame, like he was shameful, like I'm here perping you, but I don't want you to, I don't want to even make eye contact with you. And I'm like, and I'm looking until I pass you. I'm like, wow. Yeah, very interesting. I don't know. It's very interesting and weird. So some perps, I believe they are nothing but the Satan seed. Some of them enjoy what they do, and some of it is just so freaking stupid. I mean, I've heard that like, if you take yourself out, and shoot, in the beginning, it'd take all of us to the brain. Hit them with the, what's that song I seen on TikTok? They be dancing to, hit them with the blink. Take you, man, in the beginning, when you don't know what is going on, that you're even in a program. And I understand how some people took their own lives, because it is just, you have to be just, man, it can take you out. Because I know, like, you all know, my sister-in-law took her life. So, because it's unbelievable. It's so sinister. I mean, you can't tell me the devil hand ain't in this, because how sinister it is. It's in every fabric of our lives. Every fabric. There is absolutely nowhere to run, only to the Most High. If you believe in the Most High God, that's the only place you can run to, for some people to keep their sanity, or some people just totally just say it's not real. This, whatever, however they cope with it. But I know my awakening was not just because it was so sinister. Mine was actually spiritual. And I tell people to this day, and I will not backtrack on what I say. The Most High, to wake some of us up, will spank us too. You get a spanking sometimes. It's not always heavenly angels coming in all of their glory. Oh, wake up, Nicole. You've been chosen. The Most High wants you as one of his soldiers in the army of the Lord. No. You might be just out there buck wild, and not saying that I was buck wild, but you might be out there fornicating. That's buck wilding. Not married, just dating. That's buck wilding. Breaking the laws. You might be out there. And the Most High said, no, okay, it's time. The time is wrapping up. Go pull a Job on her. Go pull a Job on her. Satan, I allow you to go pull a Job on Nicole. Don't go pull a Abraham, who was it? Israel wrestling with the angel. No, don't pull that one. You ain't gonna let her wrestle with no angel. Go pull a Job on Nicole. If you don't know the story of Job, Job got sick. Job lost his wife. Job lost children, house. Job was rich. I'm not saying I was rich. I ain't say I was rich, but middle class, I guess you could call it. Stable. The Most High said, go pull a Job on Nicole, Satan, but don't kill her. All of us may have somewhat of a Job being pulled on us. Some of us, like I, have it hard. Some of us are in the streets. I say those are the toughest ones. You chosen ones, you TIs. If you are already on the streets, you done lost everything. Woo-wee. Baby, I wonder what rank you are in heaven. Woo-wee. I wonder if you're gonna be on the ship, on the main ship coming through. Can you just imagine it? Y'all. These bodies we have are nothing. I just make it through, finish the race, because you don't know what crown you are going to have. And I'm telling you, I know it sounds cliche when people say he don't put more on you than you can handle, because when you're by yourself, you be like, God, dog. I know you. I know not today. You don't put something else on me, God. I know not today. You don't put something else. You feel like you can't take any more pressure. But remember, pressure does break pipes, but on the end of those pipes are valves. You turn on and off. So we have to understand how to control those valves when that pressure gets a little too much, when they're acting a fool a little too much. You have to control the valve and depressurize and make it through another day, guys, and make it through another day. Oh yes, this program can make you angry. You said it right there, Tony. This program can make you angry. It's so much hypocrisy in the world. I know. No one deserves to go through it. Absolutely. That's what, you wouldn't want to wish this on your worst enemy. And I have some people that done me dirty. Woo! Dirty. And I still wouldn't wish this on them. And it does make you angry. It makes you angry, like you be like, these punk, these wimp ass, even if you're not a fighter. Because I'm not a fighter. I have always been forced to fight. The fight has always been forced out of me. You know what I'm saying? Don't poke the bear too much. You know what I'm saying? If you poke the bear, you might get the claws, or however that saying goes. I always been poked, prodded, and I'm not the one that you're gonna poke me too often without getting the claws. And it just makes me so like you can come in somebody's home, or wherever you guys stay. If you stay with somebody, mess with stuff and do stuff. Oh, how wimpy you are! Just show your face. Let's go blow to blow. If I lose, I lose. That's the type of generation I come from. If I'm in a fight, we gonna fight. If I lose, I lose. Hell, we might become best friends later. But let me fight your ass. Let's go. I'm ready to fight somebody. That's how it make you feel sometimes. You be like, what? No, but I can't stand something. Just the idea of knowing somebody just so slithery and slimy and moving around, and they would take a position like, no. No, don't be no slimy ass snake. That anger that makes you want to fight. I'm telling you, for real, for real. And so, but we gotta control that. We gotta control that, y'all, because we don't want nobody in no jail cells without due cause. Now, I'm gonna say this for the record: defend yourself. And I'm not Martin Luther King up in here, turn the other cheek type person. Matter of fact, I am what I hope that you can all understand when it comes to the Bible. When it's not, I don't want to take anything from the glory of the Most High, okay? Because the Most High God is glorious, so you gonna bow down, because every knee and everything gonna bow down. I mean, even if you don't bow down, He'll make the doggone rocks cry out. You see what I'm saying? Everything will bow down and worship Him. So I'm not taking the glory from Him. I'm just saying how man stole the identity of the real people in the Bible, made the Bible a holy book when it was a history book, and made everything in that book like some kind of holy, I don't have the words for it. The Bible talks about women being hoes. Yes. What? Oh my God, the Bible is real. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The Bible talks about women being hoes. How can I say this without being profane? Having oral sex and wiping their mouths and saying they did nothing. Like having oral sex and be like, I'm innocent. Yeah, the Bible goes deep like that. But we weren't taught the Bible like that. The Bible said, yes, women out here acting like they're innocent, out here giving blowjobs and wiping their mouth and saying they ain't did nothing. But you didn't hear that story. No, you didn't hear that in church. Did your pastor tell you that? Your pastor tell you there was loose women out here in these streets? No, not like that. But it's in there like that, okay? Mm-hmm. It is. I mean, the Bible, you hear people, I got my wine right here. Oh, you're not supposed to drink. You're not supposed. No, you're not supposed to be getting drunk and overindulging. That's what the Bible says. But the Bible tells you can drink. You can get strong drink and have wine at the wedding. But people tell you, no, it was grape juice. It was unfermented grape juice. Man, if you don't get even Jesus said he not drinking again. Because he used to he didn't get drunk, but Jesus' eyes was red because he drank the wine, okay? He used to drink wine. He not drinking again till he come back. It's gonna be a party, y'all. I keep telling y'all that. Y'all think this is a party. Y'all think y'all done been to a real party. Y'all ain't been to a real party yet. You haven't. He not drinking again until he come back and get his people. Ooh, can you imagine the party that's gonna go down? I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna be on and popping. Gonna be on and popping. I want to be there. Okay, I want to be at that party for life, forever, ever. Yes, a new body, incorruptible body. Okay, I can have a baby and my stuff be right and tight still. What? Man, you better ask somebody. I'm there. I am there. Count me in. But they taught the Bible all kind of crazy. They taught the Bible all kind of. They ain't teach it right. So now you got people that don't believe in it. They don't believe in it because it was like, this is not fun. That's the main reason why people don't want to believe in the Bible, or the Bible's not fun. This is I don't want to be blah, 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 see. You don't want to be doing all that. No. You're gonna be singing your praises to the Most High God. Trust and believe, and you're gonna be happy. It's a difference, y'all. The Bible was taught different. I'm telling you, if you read it and know it, and oh, mm, 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 mm. It was so many things in the Bible that I started picking up on. Like, who the hell is Lilith in Genesis? Who is this other woman named Lilith? Asking questions like that. People don't know what, I don't get it. Because people don't have answers, because they don't go deeper than the pages of the Bible. Then you have other teachers saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna go there, but maybe I will, real quick, because I'm on the road." Where all these people come from, right? Where all these people come from? I mean, wasn't it just Adam and Eve? Wasn't it just Adam and Eve? And then these two people made all these people. There was people on this earth before. I want to blow your mind. I might blow your mind tonight, but I'm going to just pause for the cause. It was people on this earth. Okay? Called Adam. They all were called men and women were called Adam. But there's some stuff people want so much power to take over each other. We want to rule each other. That ruling mindset over each other. Oh my. It's gonna take the Most High. It's gonna take Jesus to come back and put down the hammer. The hammer. I always wondered why, as a child, as a young person, why I loved, like you all know, that I love history. I love sci-fi movies. I love movies like Lord of the Rings, and I'm gonna blow y'all mind before I get out of here. I love movies like Lord of the Rings. Do you all know the movie of the Knights of the Round Table? The sword say what's that sword's name? St. Calibur's sword. It's been a minute since I watched that movie. Movies like that always interest me, always pique my interest. Something blew me away. Like I said, when I go to sleep at night, I listen to Bible verses or books or different books of the Bible that were taken out of the Bible. St. Calibur's sword. Hold on, because y'all know what sword it is? Sword and the stone. Yeah, what's the name of that? What is the name of the sword though? Give me the name of the sword. It's St. Calibur's sword. And something blew my mind. Something blew my mind last night, because there's always Excalibur. Thank you, sir. Excalibur sword. Now, I have not researched this fully, but before I get out of here tonight, I want to, hopefully I can pull this up, because I wasn't prepared to give no, and I'm not giving no lessons. This ain't no teachings. Okay, you said you I don't know if it's spelled which way, but thank you both. I'm gonna put y'all both up here. Excalibur sword. I love movies like that. Lord of the Rings. What's on HBO? I ain't got no cable, y'all, because I watch. I ain't watched TV in 9 years, guys. 9. God, done going on probably longer than that. But I love uh Khaleesi. What was that doggone movie? It was on HBO. That dog, it never come to me. The devil is a lie. The devil trying not for me to remember what I want to tell y'all. Because I wasn't. Is it that? Is it that Excalibur? Oh, oh, you said just is correct. Okay. So, Excalibur sword. Now this will be interesting for those who want to hear this. Like I said, everything has an origin, right? Everything. And when I was listening, and I probably won't be able to get to it because I want y'all to hear it, but I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna try. I think I made a playlist of it. Moses. Okay, so everything has an origin. Everything has a beginning, right? And so when I was listening to the book of Jasher, and it was Moses, and it was talking about Game of Thrones. Boy, you own it, Jesse. That's what I'm talking about. You must watch the same movies I watch. You must watch the same stuff I watched. Game of Thrones. They got a new one out on HBO. I don't know if it's as good as the other ones. And I know it deals with, y'all, these movies, they are so connected, so intertwined with what the Bible says. It's night walkers and all. Ooh, it's just deeper than what it's deeper than what y'all know. I'm telling y'all, if the Bible was presented like these novels, like the Game of Thrones, y'all would be all up in. I promise you would. I mean, the Bible even talked about King Alexander. Is that his name? Because that's how all the kingdoms came about. Am I drinking Ripple? No, baby, I don't drink no Ripple. This, my student, is called red wine. It is healthier for you than white wine. Not King Solomon. No, not King Solomon. That's the wisest king. I'm talking about I mean, they made so many movies about him. Alexander, when he died, because there was no real there was no real kings, guys. They made themselves kings. Alexander, King Alexander, he died. So he called all of his servants. Y'all should know this. This is real history. That's in the Bible. Um, he called all of his servants in, and when he died, he distributed his land and all of that, and they made themselves kings. And this is how evil and all of this started reigning on the earth. I tell y'all, if they wrote the Bible, they present the Bible like they presented some of these movies and novels, y'all be all up in it. Y'all be all up in it. So let me go back to Excalibur sword. If you have never watched the Knights of the Round Table, I'm just going to go to the actual scene where they talked about Excalibur's sword. It was stuck in a rock like this. Okay, see, it was stuck in a rock, and like knights from all over. Like if you were able to pull the sword out of the rock, you were the true king, right? You were the true ruler. Okay, and I'm just making this basic because I ain't got time to be breaking this down. Unfortunately, 3% of the population could actually read. Wait a minute. So, well, yes, but that's the thing where all of the symbolism and all of that came into play, because we knew that they can't read. So, back then there was a lot of symbolism. So if you saw a fish market, you might saw a big fish over the marketplace, and people knew, oh, this is where they sold fish. And that's where your symbolism and your hidden, hidden cults and all. Don't get me off track, because I can go deep. I can go deep, deep with this stuff. So let's go back to Excalibur's sword. The sword was stuck in a rock. Only the true king. And if you know the story, you know I'm just kind of glazing over the whole story. To pull out the sword out of the rock, and he was a true king. Okay, that's like the premise of Excalibur, Knights of the Round Table, Excalibur's sword. So it might have been last night. It might have been the night before. I was listening to the Book of Jasher. I'm going to let you guys listen to this. And if I can pull it up, Father, please take me to the exact spot where I heard this at last night, so these people can hear it for themselves. In Jesus' name, I was listening. It blew my mind, guys. It might not be related, but it seems to be. Moses. We all have heard the story of Moses. We all know that Moses carried a staff, right? Moses used that staff in many ways. I told you guys how Moses held his hands up when he was praying, and he got tired, and Aaron and them had to hold his hands up, because every time he went down, the blessings went away. Every time he raised his hands up with the saber, the blessings came back. Okay, we know when he took I'm saying saber. Y'all correct me, staff. Moses, let my people go. That Moses had a staff. Do y'all know where that staff came from? Oh, this is so good. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Chapter 68 of the Book of Jasher. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain.
Hold on, y'all.
It was at that time that the Spirit of God was upon Miriam, the daughter of Amram, the sister of...
Okay, hold on.
When an Egyptian came to drink and draw water, he looked at
Hold on.
was distressed on account of the children of Israel, and they were greatly afraid of them. And they counseled together what was to be done.
Y'all talk amongst yourselves.
The Lord has commanded you either to the right or to the left. And Moses taught the children of Israel statutes and judgments and law, children of Ammon, and they took all the spoil of the city of the Lord between him and our father Abraham. And the children of Israel delayed going for the mountain of God, and he kissed him. And Aaron lifted up his eyes and saw Zipporah, the wife of all things. The king resolved that he should be king in his stead after his death. And he took for him a wife, Gadudah, daughter of
Hold on.
And these men were very mighty and valiant men. One
God, you see, this is how it happens
which we had with them before
when you
the
want
death
to show
of
something.
Kikianus. Many of us will fall down wounded as before. Now bring them under subjection. And when Kikianus went out, he left Balaam the magician with his 2 sons to guard the city and the lowest cattle, and all belonging to him, and fled away and returned to the land of Canaan to his father. His sons sold their brother Joseph, who went down into Egypt.
Oh, Lordy, no.
And was placed in the prison house for 12 years. And it was at that time, about 3 months from Jochebed's concealment of her son, that the thing was known in Pharaoh's house. And the woman hastened to take away her son before the officers came, and she took for me. And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, Go. And the young woman went and called the child's mother, Son of Nathanael, for they from thy hand, and the hope of Egypt perish after he shall have reigned.
Y'all gonna have to hold on.
The king had granted to him, and all the children of Israel did as Moses ordered them. For this thing was from the Lord to the children of Israel, for the Lord had begun to remember the children of Israel when he fled from Egypt from the presence of Pharaoh, And he fled and escaped to the camp of Kikianus, which at that time was besieging Cush. And Moses was 9 years in the camp of Kikianus, king of Cush, all the time that they were besieging.
Oh, I think I'm
Cush.
close. I
And
think I'm
Moses
close.
went
Hold on.
out and came in with them. And the king and princes and all the fighting men loved Moses, for he was great and worthy. His stature was like a noble lion. Cush, it grieved his men and troops greatly on account of the war. So they said one. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Chapter 73. In the 55th year of the reign of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, that is in the 157th year of the Israelites going down into Egypt, reigned Moses in Cush. Moses was 27 years old when he began to reign over Cush, and 40 years did he reign. And the Lord granted Moses favor and grace in the eyes of all the children of Cush, and the children of Cush loved him exceedingly. So Moses was favored by the Lord and by men.
Hold on.
And in the 7th day of his reign, all the children of Cush assembled and came before Moses and bowed down to him.
Nope. I need
to them, sent forth each man his young stork upon the serpents. And they sent forth each man his young stork at the king's order. So that day a man for king from the army of Kikianus. And they found no object of their choice like Moses to reign over them. And they hastened and stripped off each man his garments and cast them upon the ground.
Hold on. While I find this, I want y'all to savor, just take in this information, because I'm going to find it, because I wasn't prepared even to share this with you all tonight. Okay, so if you know about Excalibur sword, the swords, you know about that story, Knights of the Round Table. Let me tell you this. I'm going to try to find it. Whoever stays on the broadcast, that's fine. I'm going to find it. It'll be on the broadcast if you want to go to the end of this broadcast later and listen to it. Okay, so Moses had a staff, right? I everything has an origin. Everything has a meaning. But I never questioned, where did this staff come from? Y'all, the book of Jasher, and when I find the right wherever it's at in here, talks about Moses. Now we all know Moses led the people, the Israelites, out of Egypt, right? But before that happened, take my time. Okay, I'm gonna take my time. Okay, before that happened, before he let he knew that was his purpose. Like, we don't, like some of us, we don't know what our dang on purpose is, right? We just know we targeted or chosen. Half of us don't know what the purpose is. But before he found out his real purpose, he was in Pharaoh's house. He was taking care, because God's gonna put people where he wants them to be. Okay, might be in the enemy camp, right there in the middle of the enemy camp. Okay, let me not get off. But so Moses one day came across two men arguing. Okay, guys. One man was a Hebrew, and one man was a Pharaoh, Egyptian. Okay, y'all. Let me tell you something. Now, I didn't know the full story why the men was arguing, because the pastors in the church didn't tell us the full story why the men was arguing. So, and why why Moses had to flee. So Moses, in his full glory, because he was rich. He was in the Pharaoh's house. He was rich. He was adopted, but he was rich. Okay, he walking around in all his glory. He see these two men arguing. One is an Egyptian and one of his people, because Moses is Hebrew. Okay, so he see a Hebrew brother and an Egyptian argue. And the Egyptian, he got more power than the Hebrew brother. So this going, I'm about to knuckle up. And so Moses like, hold up, partner, what's popping? And so the Hebrew was like, because everybody loved Moses. Moses was of the people. You know what I'm saying? He was like, bruh, this nigga came into my house last night. He bounded me, and he slept with my wife. And now he wants to try to kill me. Did y'all hear about this story? Did y'all hear that part? Yeah. Did y'all hear that part in the Christian church? Oh, Moses was heated. He did what? He slept with my wife. This is the Hebrew. He slept with my wife. He bounded me in the presence. I'm there. Now imagine this. The Hebrew man, you the man, your wife in the house, and a ruler, say the president, say Biden, say Joe Biden, then came into your house because he got the power. He the president. He done got the Secret Service around. He done come through your crib because he like what your wife look like, right? He come in your house. He bind you, make you sit down. He sleep with your wife in front of you, Joe Biden. So that's what the Egyptian did. Oh, Moses was heated. He was as heated as doggone Hebrew man. Moses went to popping and knuckling up on that Egyptian, killed the man. Killed the Egyptian. He killed him. He was scared. Moses went to looking left and right. You know how after you do something wrong, you be like, oh shit, let me get up out of here. I'm down in the hood. I ain't even supposed to be out here in the hood. I'm rich. I'm out here in the hood. I'm gonna kill somebody. Let me get back to the castle, acting like he ain't do nothing. Act like he ain't do nothing. So he think the smoke is over. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody talking. It's quiet in the streets. Nobody saying nothing. Moses go back out in his glory, in the streets. How you doing? Because he was gorgeous. He was gorgeous. He was humbly. I think they call it. Whatever. He was fine. Okay, Moses was fine. Out in the streets. How you doing? Hey, neighbor. Yeah. You see two more men arguing. And so these two more men, he walks up because Moses, he rich. He in the Pharaoh's house. He can do what he want to do. He walked up to the two men. He say, what's up? What's popping? What's all? Y'all got smoke? Two men, one of the men turned around. Oh, he gonna put you on blast because the streets have been talking, you see. See, when the man that Moses helped, y'all remember the man that Moses helped? Because Moses got upset because the man is a Hebrew. He upset because the Egyptian slept with his wife in front of him. Moses upset too. Oh, this is my brother, so I'm got to smoke you. I got to take you out. Well, he didn't, but he did, okay? And so after Moses helps the man go back home. So because of their custom now, the custom is the husband can't sleep with the wife because she has been defiled, right? So the husband has to put the wife away or whatever however he's gonna handle the situation, but put the wife away because he can no longer have sex with her because she was raped and she was defiled. So the husband go back home and he's telling the wife, I got to put you away, sis. We can't be having sex because you defiled. I know it ain't your fault. Did I do that? She said, did I do that? It ain't your fault. And so she upset, she cries like this nigga here. I ain't do nothing. I ain't do nothing. He came in the house and sleep in the bed. And he talked. So she done ran to her brothers. It's true. I'm gonna let y'all listen to it. She ran to her brothers, her family, talking about my husband is gonna put me away because this Egyptian came in the house and defiled me in the presence of his weak ass, and he didn't do nothing, and now he want to put me away, and I didn't do nothing. He just sat there and let the man rape me. He didn't even try to put the dukes up or nothing. He just sat there. So she upset. Okay, the brother's hot than fish grease. The brother's hot. Okay, we're going to take care of him. He trying to put you away. But remember, this is the custom. This is the law of the land. This is the law of the Most High. put you away. I'm sorry it happened. I mean, you better pick a better husband next time. Y'all better be picking the right husbands. You know what I'm saying? Don't be picking no weak men that ain't gonna put up the dukes. Be letting you get defiled and stuff. So you ain't trying to get put away as a woman. You know what I'm saying? You love your husband, but you pick the weak ones, and it is what it is. Those are the two men that Joseph come up on again. The second time, it's the brothers. The brothers are out in the yard confronting the husband because they mad because he putting their sister away, and he ain't put the dukes up, right? So Joseph come up on the scene. Moses is like, what's up? He was like, so one of the brothers turned around to Moses, look at him like he's short. What's up? Oh, you gonna do us like you did the Egyptian, right? Moses like, what? Quiet as his kept. Moses thought he was Gucci. Moses thought he done killed somebody. He done handled business, and he done tipped out. He back in royalty. Got his royal garment on, smooth, chilling. Somebody, the word is on the street. The word is in the ghetto. Moses is a thug. He's a killer. Just a pretty killer. Moses got scared. He was like, I'm out of here. The word got back to the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh said, Moses, you got to die. I don't know. You put him. I'm royalty. I don't welcome you. You've been in here since you was an infant. You a thug? I know you. Black folks ain't no good. Black folks ain't no good. You can't take the ghetto out of nobody. Can't take it. You got to die, Moses. Moses scared. He fleeing. Y'all, in Jasher, the whole story, the angel come down and help Moses. Oh, it was good. Anyway, I'm gonna skip through that part. So anyway, Moses winds up. He's on the run, y'all. He is a fugitive on the run. Moses in another land, and I don't know all the people's names, so y'all just have to just get Jasher and listen to it yourself. Okay, the book of Jasher, Jasher, part 5. I believe that's where it's at, part 5. Moses on the run. He's in a land. So he's in some people's land. He done got in trouble. Whatever happened, I don't know. He wound up in jail in them people land for 10 years. Oh, and by the way, Joseph was 18 years old when he put the hammer down. When he killed the Egyptian, he was only 18 years old. Okay, I did not know he was a young man at the time. So, it might seem like he was about 40, 50 trying to kill something. No, he was 18 when he did the murder, and he fled from persecution. Basically, he didn't want to, get the. He in another land. He done did something. Whatever happened in that land, Moses wound up in prison for 10 years. Okay, guys, for 10 years he wound up in prison. Now the ruler, because I don't know their names. Y'all got to listen for yourself. I don't know their names. The ruler of that land had a very pretty daughter. And they wasn't feeding Moses. They just threw his behind in the prison. But remember, Moses was fine. Moses was comely. He was handsome. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that, that's why the daughter was sneaking bread and pudding and cakes and pies to him, but who knows? So the ruler had a very beautiful daughter who was feeding Moses the whole time he was in prison in this land. So it came upon her one day to talk to her daddy and say, Dad, look, God must be with this man, because how can he be in prison for so long and he's still alive? The father then forgot that Moses was even in the prison. Rich folks. Honey, they hem you up, send you off to boot camp, jail, forget you in the prison because they rich. They don't care. They going on with their life. He done forgot all about Moses being in prison. He said, oh, well, if he bring him forth, if he is still alive, I'll let him go. So the daughter been feeding Moses the whole time, child. Moses comes out of the cells. He's fine because the daughter has fed him. And he was like, okay, so Moses can go. So Moses, now we're here to the staff, the stick that Moses had. Do y'all know where that stick came from? If you don't know, I'm going to tell you. Ooh-wee. Book of Jasher, part 5, I believe. Moses in a garden. Moses walking around. We love some garden. I don't know if it's because I'm getting old or something, because I'm loving plants and gardens myself. Might be because I'm getting old, but I never was a plant and garden type person. But, Moses in the garden, walking around. He see this stick, a staff, engraved in the staff, the stick of God. Y'all better get the book of Jasher. It's good. Moses sees the stick in the ground. Like you would see. Have y'all ever seen roots on a tree? The root that might pop out the ground and it's growing along the ground, but you can't pull the doggone root out of a strong tree just straight out the ground, right? So there's the staff. Moses is parting the Red Sea with the staff, move water, hitting rocks on the head when he was supposed to speak to the rocks. Moses popping the rocks with the stick. The rocks is spewing out water. He got in trouble for that too. Moses was kind of hard-headed though. He done seen this beautiful stick in the ground. He's like, goodness, this stick in the ground, the stick of God. Now, if I gotta tell y'all where that stick came from, we'd be here all night. But that'll blow your mind too. Y'all need to get the book of Jasher. Moses reached down. Nobody has ever been able to pull the stick out of the ground. This stick that was in the ground was part of the stick from Genesis. Ooh, it's deep, y'all. This story is deep. That God had the stick, y'all. It's in the ground. Moses picks it up like it ain't nothing, like the stick, like you walking around, you see a stick. Oh, this is nice. I might take this stick home and do something with the stick. That's how easy Moses picks the stick up. Everybody, this is a man of God. This is a true man of God. Everybody has tried to come and pull this stick out of the ground. This is a stick of God. Everybody from generation to generation have tried to pull the stick out of the ground. Nobody could do it. This is the stick of God. So this is the staff that Moses had. What does that sound like? What does that sound like? My people, Lewis. What does that sound like if you still hear Lewis? Where does that story? What does that originate from? Sound like Excalibur sword to me, because Excalibur sword was stuck into a rock and nobody could pull it unless they came from a lineage, unless they were the true person to be able to pull the sword out of the rock. Moses came and lifted the stick out of the dirt that nobody could pick up. So I'm going to try to find that part of the story because I want you guys to hear it from out of the book, because I'm kind of extra with storytelling because I taught children, so I'm dramatic with it. So here we go. Let me see if I can find it.
They made a great heap and placed Moses thereon. And they rose up and blew with trumpets and called out before him and said, "May the king live! May the king live!" And all the people and nobles swore unto him to give him for a wife Adoniah the queen, the Cushite wife of Kikianus. And they made Moses king over them on that day.
Oh, wait a minute.
And
Hold
all
on.
the people of
I think I passed it. Because that's where he got that wife from.
Cush issued a proclamation on that day, saying, every man must give something to Moses of what is in his possession.
Hold on.
They lifted up their eyes and saw that the walls of the city were built up and greatly elevated. So the men were astonished at this. And they said to one another, it is because they saw that we were delayed in the battle and were greatly afraid of us. Therefore have they done this thing and raised the city walls and fortified them, so that the kings of Canaan might not come in the battle against them. So the king and his troops approached the city door, and they looked up, and behold, all the gates of the city were closed.
Hold on, y'all.
He was greatly respected in the house of Pharaoh, and he said to him, my lord, attend to me. This Egyptian came to my house in the night, bound me, and came to my wife.
Hold on. This is the first part I was telling y'all about.
To take my life away. And when Moses heard this wicked thing, his anger was kindled against the Egyptian, and he turned this way and the other. And when he saw there was no man there, he smote the Egyptian, and hid him in the sand, and delivered the Hebrew from the hand of him that smote him. And the Hebrew went to his house, and Moses returned to his home, and went forth and came back to the king's house. And when the man had returned home, he thought of repudiating his wife, for it was not right in the house of Jacob. That's the word.
He thought of repudiating. He thought. So he must have had a conversation with his wife. You got to go. I got to banish you. I'm sorry you got raped. This is the law of the land, okay? That's what happened.
For any man to come to his wife after she had been defiled. And the woman went and told her brothers, and the woman's brothers sought to slay him, and he fled to his house and escaped. And on the second day Moses went forth to his brethren, and saw, and behold, two men were quarreling. And he said to the wicked one, why dost thou smite thy neighbor? And he answered him, and said to him, who has set thee for a prince and judge over us? Dost thou think to slay me as thou didst slay the Egyptian? And Moses was afraid, and he said, surely the thing is known. And Pharaoh heard of this affair, and he ordered Moses to be slain. So God sent his angel, and he appeared unto Pharaoh in the likeness of a captain of the guard.
Oh, now this is deep. This is deep, y'all. This is how Moses got out safely. Because remember, Pharaoh wanted to kill Moses after he heard about Moses out going down to the hood and then got into a drive-by. Moses was in a drive-by. He took somebody out. Pharaoh said, no. I don't have no thugs in my house. You guys, you about to get it. You about to get it. And so an angel came down. Y'all, you never know when angels are amongst you. Okay? These angels can shapeshift. Okay? Listen to this.
And the angel of the Lord took the sword from the hand of the captain of the guard, and took his head off with it, for the likeness of the captain of the guard was turned into the likeness of Moses.
Y'all heard that?
The Lord took hold of the right hand of Moses, and brought him forth from Egypt, and placed him from without the borders of Egypt, a distance of 40 days' journey. And Aaron, his brother alone, remained in the land of Egypt, and he prophesied to the children of Israel, saying, thus says the Lord God of your ancestors, throw away each man the abominations of his eyes, and do not defile yourselves with the idols of Egypt. And the children of Israel rebelled and would not hearken to Aaron at that time. And the Lord thought to destroy them.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about the melanated folk. Hard-headed. Head hard like a rock. Man and woman. Hard-headed. But let's continue on.
Which he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. In those days, the hand of Pharaoh continued to be severe against the children of Israel, and he crushed and oppressed them until the time when God sent forth his word and took notice of them. Chapter 72 of the Book of Jasher. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Chapter 72. And it was in those days that there was a great war between the children of Cush and the children of the east and Aram. and they rebelled against the king of Cush.
Let me say something real quick. There was a war. Cush. Who know what Cush means? I'm gonna give y'all a minute. Who knows what the meaning of Cush means? Because there's a lot of back and forth about Egypt and about black folk and all that. Do anybody know what the Cush means? Land of Cush? Blacks. Land of the blacks. Okay, let's continue on.
So Kikianus, king of Cush, went forth with all the children of Cush, a people numerous as the sand, and he went to fight against Aram and the children of the east to bring them under subjection. And when Kikianus went out, he left Balaam the magician with his 2 sons to guard the city and the lowest sort of the people of the land. So Kikianus went forth to Aram and the children of the east, and he fought against them and smote them, and they all fell down wounded before Kikianus and his people. And he took many of them captives, and he brought them under subjection as at first, and he encamped upon their land to take tribute from them as usual. And Balaam the son of Beor, when the king of Cush had left him to guard the city and the poor of the city, he rose up and advised with the people of the land to rebel against King Kikianus, not to let him enter the city when he should come home.
Okay, I want to skip
this. And the people
this.
of the land hearkened to him, and they swore to him and made him king over them, and his 2 sons for captains of the army.
Hold on.
So they, 4th quarter, they collected numerous serpents by their incantations and enchantments, and they fortified the city and dwelt therein, and no one went out or in before them. And Kikianus fought against Aram and the children of the east, and he subdued them as before, and they gave him their usual tribute, and he went and returned to his land. And when Kikianus the king of Cush approached his city and all the captains of the forces with him, they lifted up their eyes and saw that the walls of the city were built up and greatly elevated.
That's not my
part.
part.
And the king's scribes engraved upon those stones all the might of their king Kikianus, and all his battles which he had fought. Behold, they are written there at this day. Now after the death of Kikianus, king of Cush, it grieved his men and troops greatly on account of the war. So they said one to the other, Give us counsel. What are we to do at this time, as we have resided in the wilderness 9 years away from our homes? If we say we will fight against the city, many of us will fall wounded or killed.
Let's keep moving.
Years did he reign. And the Lord granted Moses favor and grace in the eyes of all the children of Cush, and the children of Cush loved him exceedingly. So Moses was favored by the Lord and by men. And in the 7th day of his reign, all the children of Cush assembled and came before Moses and bowed down to him to the ground. And all the children spoke together in the presence of the king, saying, Give us counsel that we may see what is to be done to the city. For it is now 9 years that we have been besieging around about the city, and we have not seen our children and our wives, nor be in your keeping. You shall rear them until they grow up, and you shall teach them to dart upon, as is the way of the young ones of the hawk. So all the children of Cush heard the words of Moses, and they rose up and caused a proclamation to be issued throughout the camp, saying, Unto you, all the children of Cush, the king's order is that you go all together to the forest and catch there the young storks, each
no,
man
they're doing
his
that to
young
you.
one in his
Block
hand,
this man
and
right
you
here.
shall bring them home. And any person violating the order of the king shall die.
Hold on, guys. Let me get to it. Y'all gotta bear with me. I wasn't ready.
East, and when the children of the east heard their report, they went to meet them and engaged in battle with them. And the war was severe against the children of the east. So the Lord gave all the children of the east into the hand of Moses, and about 300 men fell down slain. And all the children of the east turned back and retreated. So Moses and the children of Cush followed them and subdued them, and put it.
Hold on, partner. Moses got a long story, y'all. Moses, it ain't just letting my people go. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
Which was on the other side of Jordan, and they mourned an exceeding great and heavy mourning in that.
Nope, hold on.
Tell me truly, what evil have you this day suddenly brought upon me?
Nope.
Price, as I spoke to thee, and shouldst thou.
Okay, no, it was this one. I just gotta find it.
Them. And the war was, for she was unfortunate in his house. Chapter 76 of the Book of Jasher. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. And Moses, the son of Amram, was still king in the land of Cush in those days, and he prospered in his kingdom, And he conducted the government of the children of
Hold
him
on.
upon their shoulders, a little at a time, and they brought him back to Egypt. And the horsemen who were with him came also back to Egypt. And they placed him in his bed, and the king knew that his end was come to die. So Aparaneth, Adam from the Garden of Eden, he took the stick in his hand.
Here it is, y'all. Here it is. Hold on. I got it. Hold on. Hopefully I can get it back to the part so y'all can hear about Moses' staff, y'all. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind if you hadn't heard about it. Hold on. Go back slowly, Nicole. Slowly.
Which he was taken. And the stick came down to Noah, and was given to Shem and his descendants until it came into the hands of Abraham.
Okay, hold on. This is... Let me see. I hope I didn't go back too far.
Sisters of Pharaoh would go to the wives of the children of Israel and take infants of the children of Israel to the number of bricks deficient.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me let y'all... This, man, I don't know why they took these books out of the Bible. But it was some evil stuff these Egyptians did to the Hebrews, to where, they increased their labor so much, y'all. And then when they couldn't produce bricks to make some of those monuments, you know what they did? They took the Hebrew babies and used them as bricks, alive, not dead, alive, into the monuments. Ooh, evil. That reminded me of how in slavery that they would throw slave babies to alligators. You know what I'm saying? I think I blocked somebody. Yeah. I don't know who it was, but I blocked them. I'll play that and bind them in the name of Jesus. Thank you, though. I blocked them. So, okay, guys, y'all have to have patience, because if you want to know about Moses' staff, I'm talking about the stick, the one he parted the Red River with, the one he hit the rock and the rock spewed out water. I'm talking about the one he threw on the ground and it turned to snakes, okay? We talking about the staff, y'all. So y'all got to bear with me, because I wasn't ready to even present this. Okay, I don't think I was even going to present it, but this is fire. Let's go.
Slabs and put them in the building instead of the bricks, whilst their fathers and mothers were crying over them and weeping when they heard the weeping voices of their infants in the wall of the building. And the taskmasters prevailed over Israel, that the Israelites should place their children in the building, so that a man placed his son in the wall and put mortar over him, whilst his eyes wept over him, and his tears ran down upon his child. And the taskmasters of Egypt did so to the babies of Israel for many days, and no one pitied or had compassion over the babes of the children of Israel. And the number of all the children killed in the building was 270, some whom they had built upon instead of the bricks which had been left deficient by their fathers, and some whom they had drawn out dead from the building. And the labor imposed upon the children of Israel in the days of Adikam exceeded in hardship that which they performed in the days of his father. And the children of Israel sighed every day on account of their heavy work, for they had said to themselves, Behold, when Pharaoh shall die, his son will rise up and lighten our work. But they increased the latter work more than the former. And the children of Israel sighed at this, and their cry ascended to God on account of their labor. And God heard the voice of the children of Israel in their cry in those days, and God remembered to them his covenant which he had made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And God saw the burden of the children of Israel in their heavy work in those days, and he determined to deliver them. And Moses, the son of Amram, was still confined in the dungeon in those days.
Oh, here we go, guys. This is where it gets good. Moses, remember, I told y'all, get the book of Jasher, part 5, and marker 5509/24020. And matter of fact, I ain't gonna let y'all see it. Y'all just get the book of Jasher. It's on YouTube. You can listen to to it for yourself. This might take a minute before you get to hear about this doggone staff of Moses. It reminded me of the sword of Excalibur, the Knights of the Round Table. They got it from somewhere, and I believe they got the original story. They got it from Moses getting the staff, the stick of God. And when y'all hear where the stick, where his staff comes from, ooh-wee, it's going to blow your mind. I'm going to try to be quiet. Here we go.
The Midianite, and Zipporah, the daughter of Ruel, did support him with food secretly, day by day. And Moses was confined in the dungeon in the house of Ruel for 10 years. And at the end of 10 years, which was the first year of the reign of Pharaoh over Egypt, in the place of his father, Zipporah said to her father Ruel, No person inquires or seeks after the Hebrew man, whom thou didst bind in prison now 10 years. Now therefore, if it seems good in thy sight, let us send and see whether he is living or dead. But her father knew not that she had supported him. And Ruel, her father, answered and said to her, Has ever such a thing happened?
Let me tell you something about them black women. Let me tell you something about the black. They support them men. She down in the dungeon feeding this fine man. She said, "You too fine to be down here rotting away. Let me bring you some bread and some crackers, some cookies. You like cookies? You can't tell me these sisters ain't been supporting these men. You can't tell me they haven't." Okay, y'all, let's go.
That a man should be shut up in a prison without food for 10 years, and that he should live? And Zipporah answered her father, saying, Surely thou hast heard that the God of the Hebrews is great and awful, and does wonders for them at all times. He it was who delivered Abraham from Ur of the Chaldeans, and Isaac from the sword of his father, and Jacob from the angel of the Lord who wrestled with him at the ford of Jabbok. Also with this man has he done many things. He delivered him from the river in Egypt, and from the sword of Pharaoh, and from the children of Cush. So also can he deliver him from famine, and make him live. And the thing seemed good in the sight of Ruel, and he did according to the word of his daughter, and sent to the dungeon to ascertain what became of Moses. And he saw, and behold, the man Moses was living in the dungeon, standing upon his feet, praising and praying to the God of his ancestors.
Hallelujah. Come on now.
Paul commanded Moses to be brought out of the dungeon. So they shaved him, and he changed his prison garments, and ate bread. And afterward Moses went into the garden of Ruel, which was behind the house.
Oh, here we go.
And he there
Listen.
prayed to the Lord his God, who had done mighty wonders for him. And it was that whilst he prayed, he looked opposite to him, and behold, a sapphire stick was placed in the ground, which was planted in the midst of the garden. And he approached the stick, and he looked, and behold, the name of the Lord God of hosts was engraved thereon, written and developed upon the stick. And he read it, and stretched forth his hand, and he plucked it like a forest tree from the thicket, and the stick was in his hand. And this was the stick with which all the works of our God were performed, after he had created heaven and earth, and all the host of them, seas, rivers, and all.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I hope y'all heard that. I hope y'all heard that. The stick, the Most High had this stick waving it around. Y'all know where they want. They copycats. They copycats. Y'all know y'all hear about wizards and they have a wand. Y'all done heard about the holly tree, Hollywood. They waving a wand. Y'all, when I heard this, I said, stop it, Father. You're giving me too much downloads at one time, Father. You're downloading me. It's coming too fast. It's coming too. Y'all heard about Hollywood. You heard about the holly tree, the wand, the waving of the wand, the casting of spells, right? Oh, I know you have. I haven't talked about it before. Oh, it's deep, y'all. I just be getting downloads. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Father. The Most High had to stick in the beginning from the book of Jasper. That's what Jasper said in the book of Jasper. The Most High had to stick, y'all. In the beginning, talking about trees, forest. Who else copycat that? Who copycat that? You got Merlin. Holla back, Father. I know you. That's the reason why I liked all those type of movies. You knew it was going to come together for me, didn't you? You knew it was going. Merlin the magician. Wand casting. Tell me this ain't like Merlin and the magician. The book of Jasher just sat here and told y'all the Most High had a stick when he was putting the Garden of Eden together, telling the seas to roll over here, telling the clouds to stay up there. A stick. Come on. Let's finish up. Woo, this is some good stuff here. Come on.
And when God had driven Adam from the Garden of Eden, he took the stick in his hands and went and tilled the ground from which he was taken. And the stick came down to Noah and was given to Shem and his descendants until it came.
I'm sorry. I have to stop. Y'all had it easy because see, when we got cursed, I know Eve did us wrong. Eve got us all up in this mess. But we got cursed, talk about we got to push out these babies with all the pain, have menstrual cycles. Once we push out these babies, some of us lose our shape, we lose our girdling about us, it's hard to get back, it's hard to snap it back right, tight, you know what I'm saying? But y'all, man, I didn't know y'all had that stick. Y'all slide, y'all had the stick of the Most High. Y'all had the stick of the Most High, because see, y'all punishment, men, was you got to toil the ground and bring forth the fruits of the ground with your own labor. But y'all took the stick and was toiling the ground with the stick too. That stick is powerful because you see the stick was there during creation. The Most High God had the stick. Y'all out here toiling the ground with the stick. You heard in the book of Jasher. Let's keep going.
Into the hands of Abraham, the Hebrew. And when Abraham had given all he had to his son Isaac, he also gave him this stick. And when Jacob had fled to Paddan Aram, he took it into his hand, and when he returned to his father, he had not left it behind him. Also, when he went down to Egypt, he took it into his hand and gave it to Joseph, one portion above his brethren, for Jacob had taken it by force from his brother Esau. And after the death of Joseph, the nobles of Egypt came into the house of Joseph, and the stick came into the hand of Reuel the Midianite. And when he went out of Egypt, he took it in his hand and planted it in his garden. And all the mighty men of the Kenites tried to pluck it when they endeavored to get Zipporah his daughter, but they were unsuccessful. So that stick remained planted in the garden of Reuel, until he came who had a right to it, and took it. And when Reuel saw the stick in the hand of Moses, he wondered at it, and he gave him his daughter Zipporah for a wife. Chapter 78 of the book of Joshua.
Thank you, Father. If you know the story of the Knights of the Round Table, and the sword, the Excalibur sword, well, nobody knows the origin of that story. If this doesn't sound like that's the origin of the Knights of the Round Table, all the mighty men of the land tried to pluck out this stick because of the daughter. Remember the daughter that fed Moses, the daughter that fed Noah, Zipporah. And isn't that a makeup store? Sephora. Right? It might be a makeup store. I think there's some makeup. Beautiful woman. All these men wanted her. They done came and tried to pluck the stick up from the ground, the stick of God that was back in the creation. Adam then took the stick out the garden with him. He toiled in the ground with the stick. The stick then made it through many hands until it landed into this man's garden and could not be moved again. Many men came because they wanted to marry that king's daughter. But they could not marry the king's daughter because they could not pull up the stick. But the daughter that fed Moses kept Moses alive because Moses was cute. He was fine. He was handsome. She liked Moses. Kept him alive 10 years in a dungeon, feeding him. Moses came out there because he was worthy. Went into the garden, looking around, looked to the side. He said, well, that stick is nice. I like the curves on that, man. That's a good walking stick. And it got something carved in the stick. Let me go look at the stick. Pluck the stick. Everybody's amazed. The king is so amazed. He's, you can have here's my daughter. Sephora happy because she been feeding Moses the whole time. That's been her husband 10 years just by feeding him. She happy, y'all. Come on, have you heard that story before? Have you heard the story and where the stick came from? No, you hadn't, because I hadn't. Unless you like me, you're just stumbling upon the book of Jasher, part 5. Listen to it for yourself. One more thing before I get out of here. We're here for a reason. We go through hard times as chosen ones, as TIs, and we may have disabilities. Woo, Father, come on through. Come on through. Some of us may have some disabilities. You're like, how am I targeted? I can't even walk straight. I got a limp. My leg hurt. How am I targeted? I got learning curves. How am I targeted? Why are they messing with me? I got issues. And they still messing with me. Moses. Come on through, Father. Moses. Targeted, honey. It was messing with Moses. He tried to do right, try to help you out. He done got himself caught up in a crime. But the Most High God may allow disabilities. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Place disabilities upon you, you see. Purposely. Because he's going to use you for something mighty. Mighty, mighty, mighty. Like he used Moses. You see, Moses, when he was a baby, he was always, he was a cute little baby, you know. They hold Moses in the Pharaoh's daughter's hands because, you know, once they brought him from the river, she adopted the baby. Cute baby. They all at the dinner table. Mm-hmm. She holding Moses. Moses, he about a toddler or something. He moving around. The king, the Pharaoh, got his crown on his head. The Pharaoh got his crown. He think, oh, look at that baby. He is kind of cute there. He linked a little bit too far. And Moses, the little baby Moses, this is in the book of Jasher too, grabs Pharaoh's crown. Well, let me do my crown. Grabs Pharaoh's crown, takes it off Pharaoh's head, and puts it on his own as a baby. Everyone is outraged. It's an atrocity. This cannot be. I mean, they will kill a baby in a heartbeat. I mean, well, we don't care. This was an adoptee. This was a foster child. I am the king. You done took what? This little Negro took my crown off my head. He gagging. No, ain't no gag goo goo. The king, he hotter than fish grease. What we gonna do about this here? Something has to be done. I have just been assaulted as the king, as the Pharaoh. True story. I mean, it's in Jasher. The baby, he innocent. He gag goo gooing. You know, he had too many diamonds or something in it. You know, it was sparkling. It's on Moses' head. The wise men come into the court, but the Most High God sends an angel amongst you. You may think it is just one of the guys, because the wise men of the court, there wasn't no women in the court making no decisions. I'm just gotta be, you know, the wise men. What, huh? What we gonna do? Angel up in the crowd acting crazy too, huh? Oh, I got an idea. God has sent an angel amongst the wise men to make a decision of what to happen to Moses. But Moses is here for a mission. He is going to be protected. Like you, chosen ones, you TIs are protected. You may have a disability. Follow me. You wonder why. I got a disability. I can halfway walk. I got a walker. I'm in a wheelchair. I can't read. Why am I targeted? Hell, I'm struggling. The angel is amongst the wise men. Wait a minute. I got an idea, Pharaoh. Get a jasper stone. Jasper stone. Think they're black. The color black. Like a river rock. The dark river rock. Hold on. I got to give y'all an example. Hold on. Okay. A river rock. This is not onyx, not a jasper stone. I'm saying jasper because it's the book of Jasper. An onyx, a black stone, a black rock. This is just a regular river rock. The angel of the Lord is sent because Pharaoh is about to smite Moses. Moses is gonna have to go as an infant. He done took the crown off the head of Pharaoh. The angel that is disguised as a regular man. Get an onyx stone and have a stone, a coal, burning hot coal. I don't have another stone, so can y'all see this? Have these two stones, the onyx stone and the hot coal. The burning flame of fire is blue because fire, when it's hot, it's blue. It's not red. When it's burning hot, the fire is blue. And the angel, with his wisdom, knowing that Moses, y'all know I ain't no teacher. I'm messing up names. Moses is there for a reason. Like you are. Like I am. May have a disability, may not have one, but you're here for a reason. The angel says, a wise child who knows what they are doing would take the onyx stone and put it towards their mouth. Because I don't know if this stone represented, I hear it a lot in the Bible and a lot in like the Jasper stories, the book of Jasper, this onyx stone. If the child takes the onyx stone and puts it towards its mouth, then you know the child is wise. And the child has a plan against your life, Pharaoh. But, however, the coal, y'all know what coal is. They used to tell you when Santa Claus is coming, if you're bad, you're going to get some hot coals in your stocking, burn you up. They black tar, they use them to warm you up. Coal, hot coal. But it's black. Put both of these stones by Moses. And if the child has no intent, no ill will towards you, the child will grab the coal. Put it over here because I don't know where the camera's at. The child will grab the coal. And the child will put the coal to his mouth and be burnt. No wise child would put the coal towards its mouth and be burnt. That would be an idiot. He didn't say all that, but you get the point. Yes, Pharaoh. Yes. Bring me coal and bring me onyx stone and bring that child here, Moses. He was still an infant. He was still a toddler. He hadn't even made it to adulthood, guys. They bring the child. All the wise men are in the court. The angel is amongst them. Moses is placed in front of the two stones. Can y'all see the stones? The very prized jasper. Why I keep saying jasper? Onyx stone. And the fiery coal. And Moses, as an infant, as a child, as a toddler, reaches for the fiery coal and places it on his mouth and his tongue. Ooh, I hope somebody getting this download tonight. I hope somebody getting this download tonight, because when I got it, I was like, what you say? It's always a plan for your life. The child is burnt. The child is burnt. He has burnt his lips and his tongue. He is now heavy in the tongue. Can someone tell me why, when the Most High God finally revealed his plan, his purpose for Moses' life, it was for Moses to speak, to be the speaker, the messenger, but how Moses did not want that mission. Because Moses says, I have a speech impediment. Holler back if you hear me. Read it for yourself in the Bible. You'll find that part. In Jasher, you'll find out. Why did Moses say he had a speech impediment? Moses had been burnt purposely. The angel, because he would have been put to death. There was a plan for Moses in his life that the Most High wanted Moses to do. Let my people go. I don't want to be the speaker. I am slow with my words. It's hard for me to talk, but he was fine. You know, you got some fine folks. They have disabilities. I might be wrong, but he was fine, but he can't talk very well. Let me tell you something. When the Most High God has a plan, a mission, it doesn't matter. Sometimes you might be deformed, disfigured. None of us are perfect. Moses whined and cried about the mission the Most High God had for him in his life. I want you to go into the land of Egypt and deliver my people. Tell Pharaoh to let my people go. Moses, oh Lord have mercy, I can't do it. I can't talk. My mouth, you see it's tight. It's tight over here. I can't talk. That's fine. You're still going to deliver the message and the plan, but I'm going to give you some assistance. I'm going to give you an aid. Aaron, help your brother out. But Moses, go deliver my message. The purpose for Moses' life. Speak the message that the Most High God tells you to speak and do what the Most High God tells you to do. And I am out of here, guys, and much, much love.